just trying to figure out something to stand this on so that when I sit down, I should close my cupboard doors. Some of them. So that, there we go. Hey, Jenna on the Go Vlogs, how's it going? Hey, Jenna on the Go. Oh, turn that down. What time is it in the UK there? I watched your live stream the other night when you didn't have your son Clay, I think his name is, and you had the turtle on your shoulder, and you were wearing a banana shirt. Today is just a plain mug. My other ones I have to put in the dishwasher. It's going good just with Lil Man, and it's 5:30, so 5:30. Cool. That's fun. He's a cute age. Mine are now teenagers and not as cute or as cuddly or as wanting to be in front of the camera. So. Do you and your ex have a good working relationship? Might start going live every Monday soon. Cool. Well, I've been finding that the live helps me connect with my viewers, and it also helps with watch time too. But it's also something like if I don't... So my goal is to either put up a video or go live, you know, every other day or so. The weekends is going to be more of off time and try and do Monday to Friday. Like I might go live on a weekend, but I'm not necessarily going to upload a video. Or, well, the weekend's more of my time to try and upload it, like to edit a video so it's uploadable. But I've been slacking on that. Don't really talk. Well, so this is the thing. So there's like 3 ways to have a relationship with the ex. You have to have a working relationship where you're both, equal partners in the whole decision making with the child and stuff like that. And that works. Usually doesn't work as soon as you want it to, because it's one of those things that has to grow. Or there's like no communication, you communicate through text, okay, or how my parents did it, which I don't recommend. They used to exchange me at McDonald's. So one would go into, because the McDonald's had 2 doors, one person would go in McDonald's, grab me a Big Mac combo, sit me down at a table, have something to eat while they're waiting for, like my mom would do that, while waiting for my dad. He'd come in through the other door, he'd go grab food, she'd go to the door while he was coming to sit down with me. They never actually spoke or did direct eye contact or anything. And messages were relayed, this was before cell phones, so messages were relayed with notes or through me, which I don't recommend at all. Other than the whole gag Big Mac combos, I like that part. That's about the extent of it. And then, hey FFP, Howie. Stop by to say hi. I'm off with the grandkids. Oh, yes. See, I remembered your name. Oh, I'm sorry you got to go get food for Cody. Okay, well, yeah, you go get food for Cody. Little guy needs food, but, feel free to grab him stuff and we can chat. But, well, hopefully have a wonderful time with the grandkids. That sounds like fun. My kids are a bit older, so we. I have plans to try and check out the Easter stuff this weekend, but I'm unsure um, if we'll get around to doing the stuff on Saturday. That's my plan, but that's not always other people's plans. So I have to discuss that with hubby. My youngest wants to check out the petting zoo and maybe free chocolates, but they tend to have liking other chocolates lately, so not the cheap stuff. So my chocolate budget needs to increase. But I was gonna say, with relationships with exes and there's a kid involved, you have to kind of like put the kid first in a lot of things. So, kind of forget why you guys, broke up for whatever reason, but always make sure that the kid's well-being or his opinions and thoughts are first. And then all other things will usually work themselves out. Hey Chavez, how's it going? Whereabouts are you located, Chavez? Good morning. Yes, it's still morning. Well, it's noon here, 12:30, almost 12:26. So it's lunchtime, but I had a big snack. Okay, so you're in the same time zone, Eastern Standard Time, right? I think. So that's what I'm in. How do you like Texas? Is everything so much bigger in Texas as they say it is? We watch a lot of cooking shows, and a lot of times they'll go to Texas for the barbecue steakhouse place, and the plates are like the plates what you'd serve a rotisserie chicken, like a roasted chicken on, or a turkey platter. I've been here 6 years and I love it. Cool. Me, I love drinking. Well, that's true too. So the drinks probably are bigger there too. But since they have lots of cattle ranches and stuff like that, is meat cheaper there? Or is it the same kind of price all through the states? Because I would think that if I would have thought that if there's lots of cattle ranches and stuff like that, that beef would be cheaper, like how chicken is cheaper in most places. Now up here in Canada, nothing's really cheap. But you don't like the meat. It's better in California. Hmm. Why do you think that is? Do they have just different diets? Like, for example, up here in Canada, depending on where you live, for chickens, for example, they feed them different grains or food and stuff like that. And the eggs out in the prairies, the farms tend to do more of a corn diet, or different grains, because their yolks are bright, bright, bright orange yellow, like school bus yellow. While the yolks here in Ontario, they tend to be a light yellow. But they're all the same amount. It just depends on the diet of the chickens. Um, so, and I have friends who do free range. They don't feed them a lot of grain, except for maybe in the wintertime. They're like grass fed or bug fed, like whatever around their property, and their yolks are like a solid yellow, like a banana yellow. So it's all what they eat. So maybe the cows in Texas eat more hay or feed or whatever, depending on where you're getting your beef from, than they do in California, or vice versa. Because I would think that Texas has a lot more land that is beneficial to cows than California, because California is kind of like a desert, isn't it? It's a dry heat, while Texas has deserty parts. One thing I don't like is the meat. Everything else rocks. Okay. So I would have thought that meat would taste great in Texas because, well, they're kind of, well, they're not, up here in Canada, Texas is known for meat and big things and lots of guns. Um, Lots of cowboy type people. But, no, I've never been to Texas. I've been to Florida. I've been to Myrtle Beach. I've been to New York, like not New York City, but New York, the state. Um, been to Jersey. My husband's been to San Francisco and San Diego and one of the other spots in California for work. But so what do you do in Texas, Chavez? What type of work do you do? I'm a maintenance man in the morning. Cool. Like in a building or like a factory or that. And my second job, work in the warehouse. Okay, cool. What do they do in the warehouse? Okay, maintenance man's apartments, but like a custodian, superintendent. Like you do the fixing of like clogged drains um, or repairs in the building. Like if the furnace breaks, you call the repair. Like either you fix it yourself or you call the repair guy. Shipping pallet orders for what type of company? Just curious. Yes, a handyman. Cool. Woohoo! Yes, I'm here, puppy's breath. How's it going? And do both are both those job part time? Is that why you have the two jobs, or is one a full time job and one's a part time job for like extra income and stuff like that? Because I've heard that in the States, no full time. They're both full time. I was gonna say full time job here. I'm happy free morning. Awesome puppy's breath. Have you gone to Wendy's yet? First job was 8 to 5. Okay, so that's full time. Because here full time is 40 hours, or technically 37 and a half hours. It would be considered full time. And with full time jobs here, you'd get benefits in most jobs. Second one's 9 to 5:30. So 9 at night? So 9 p.m. to 5:30. When do you sleep? So you have two full-time jobs. No, this afternoon. No, you have to help me. Too much avocado toast for $20 and artisan chocolates. Wow. And do either of those full-time jobs have benefits? See, here most jobs. Yes, you wanted to go to Wendy's for a Frosty. because here, like, so, like, my mom used to work a full-time job and then two part-time jobs just to kind of make ends meet, because where she worked full-time job was just above minimum wage. She had benefits, but then she worked part-time jobs that were minimum wage because she just had her high school, but she was like office admin type person. That's about Wendy's, and you are helping me get away from the Cali expensive hat joke from yesterday's budget. Oh yes, yes. Well, California's um, is not known for being cheap. My husband has gone to California for work, and you love to work. Hey, Metrosonic, how's it going? Well, yes, California is very pretentious. Okay, we have hipsters here, so it's very much like hipsters. So you're like having artisan bread and artisan low bottle brew that you're paying like $10, $15 a beer or something like that. Um, and avocado toast is what we know as Californian. And I have to go work. Is calling much love. Well, nice to see you, Chavez. Good luck with your jobs, and hopefully at least you enjoy the job, or at least you enjoy the people you work with. Because if you enjoy your job and you enjoy the people you work with, and you're treated with respect and fairness, it goes a long way and makes you happy. And working extra jobs and making extra money, you can put that money hopefully away that you won't have to work as hard later on. Awesome. Oh, free range avocados. Aren't they all free range? Yeah, I was just talking earlier about the chickens here in Canada, like the eggs. Out west, like they have a special, what I think they do more of a corn diet with the chickens, that their yolks are this bright yellow orange, like the yolks, like this kind of yellow, like, but more like this, between this and school bus yellow. And here in Ontario, they're a light yellow, like they're yellow. Um, I think that, but in my friends who have free range chickens, their yellow is more like a banana yellow. They're like more like like a Crayola yellow. Well, here they're a light yellow, but I think it's because of the grains that they feed them. But and we were just talking about the different types of meat. Like Chavez lives in Texas, and he doesn't like the meat there. He likes the meat from when like he was from California, and the meat tasted better there. So it might be because of whatever is common in their diet. And I get the same thing. So, for example, here in Canada, Costco's meat is AAA, right? And most grocery stores AA. Even the discount stores are still AA. You can very rarely find single A meats here in Canada. They're like grades of meat. Even the discount stores, which aren't like, they're owned by the bigger stores, they just have their more cheaper products, or that's where they put the stuff on sale. They're not like the discount stores that you guys have in the States there, like the Amish smash and dent stores. We don't have those up here. Well, we don't have well, not near me. Near Toronto, there is a large Mennonite community, and there are some more like that type stores there. But we don't have a lot of that type of stuff here that I know of. I haven't found it because I really want to find it, because I would love to get stuff smashed and dented and at a discounted price, because I love saving money. But squirrel, um, what we do have here, though, is a lot of variety of stores. A few of the stores are owned by a more a parent company that owns different chains, so the deals are not as good. at those ones. Um, but with the law of competition, whenever I'm doing groceries, I can usually find my normal foods that I buy on sale somewhere. And that's how I save money. I buy it at the lowest bottom price that I can, and I buy enough for a couple of weeks to a couple of months. Then that way I'm never paying full price, because full price is just crazy. Like, I once had to make lasagna for an event. I was, instead of me signing up for something, they signed me up, and uh, that week there was no ground beef on sale, and no ricotta on sale, and I had to buy it full price. That lasagna cost me almost $20 to make. It would have been better for me to just go buy a frozen lasagna, and it would probably taste just as good. So, but no, here in Ottawa we have a section of Ottawa called. Have you heard about it's too much for a lasagna? I know, $20. Because I mean, like, making lasagna is not a cheap meal. Even when I can get ground beef on sale, if I get for $2 a pound, like if I would like to get, if it's $2.88 a pound, $2.99 a pound or less, I have had ground beef for $1.88 a pound. So that's like my lowest I've seen it in like years, like more like decades, honestly. Um, if I can get it for that price, then I can make a lasagna, because lasagna noodles cost $2 here, maybe $2.50. They're never on sale for $1. So $2 for lasagna noodles. Um, $2 to $4 for the meat. Can of sauce I can get for $1, so I use about two cans of sauce. So that's another $2. So that's what, $8 right there. Then I add onions and vegetables to the sauce and peppers and stuff like that. Let's say another $2 more. So that's $10 right there. And that's not even ricotta or cheese. I got a block of cheese for like $4, and ricotta for about I $2.50 ricotta, or I use cottage cheese. So $2 to $4. So right there is like $16 for a lasagna that I can at my lower prices. So I could probably make it for about 12 if I get everything on sale. Um, so I could probably make a lasagna for about 12, and it makes a big lasagna, and maybe a small one, like a smaller container, because the package of lasagna noodles is always more than the actual lasagna pan. It never fits. So it might make one and a little, like a serving lasagna for the freezer. But, and then I'll probably have extra sauce. Um, but I can buy frozen lasagna on sale for $10. So some lasagnas taste like crap, though. Most most are pretty good, but my family's not a big lasagna family. They're strange like that. Same with pizza. I can make pizza cheap-ish if I can get cheese and pepperoni on sale. Um, so, but I can get a pizza for $10, $12. I can't make a pizza with that much, with the variety of toppings for that amount, and the time it takes. So when I make it, it makes a double batch. Yesterday I was talking about moving stuff in my pantry so you can keep an eye on dates and don't have too much stuff to expire. Stuff like that. Yes, well that's what I try and do. So when I'm $10 is hard to beat. Plus time for labor counts exactly. So, like here where I live, I can get usually 2 medium pizzas with 3 toppings each for $24. And that's like, and they're big pizzas. You know, I can make one of those, maybe if I'm lucky, for $10. So, but I can go to Costco and I can get the big, huge family pizza for $10, and then add more toppings to that too. So, same with chicken wings. I can get chicken wings. Used to be dirt cheap. I used to be able to get chicken wings for like 15-20 cents a wing at like ordering in, but they're now about 12 wings for like $10. I'm like, they're not even 50 cents a wing anymore, and at the store, they're just as much to buy a pound of chicken wings without the sauce versus a pound of wings with the sauce. So I'm going to get the ones with the sauce that are already partially cooked or whatever. I don't have to buy the sauce. Yeah, so that's why, like, for example, like, here's my that's my cereal cabinet and stuff. But see, technically, my cereal was January of this year. I mean, I just opened it like 2 weeks ago because I had too much of it. My kids used to eat a lot more cereal, but I have some in cereal keepers. But I stopped buying cereal. Good morning, BJ Hunting. How's it going? I stopped buying cereal, except for my Frosted Flakes, because that's my treat. Hi, Hungry Trophy Trooper. Because my kids have stopped eating cereal. So I'm not going to buy cereal until that cereal is done. I tried paella with crab legs, shrimp chorizo, special saffron. That's gotten cheaper, etc. Well, so FYI, saffron. at my grocery store, so we have a couple grocery store ones, like Farm Boy, which is kind of like your Whole Foods, but it's more of the vegetable section, and it's more fresh stuff. Not a lot of like canned stuff. You can get a little thing of like saffron there for like $5, but it's like, it looks like a Matchbox case of saffron. You can get the same thing at the bulk store for about the same price. Now, I found you go to the Asian market, and I got a jar, like it was in the bag, but I put it in a mason jar, like about this size, full, for like $3. I'm like, I'll never use all that saffron. So check out your Asian stores if you're ever traveling in your area. Check out the Asian stores or the Middle Eastern stores or the Mexican type stores or Caribbean type stores. You will find a lot of your spices, like more ethnic type spices, the curries and saffron and za'atar and stuff like that type spices there. Same with for much cheaper. Yes, definitely. So definitely check out the Asian markets. Check out, especially if you go to a bigger town. So if you go to a bigger city, go check out their Chinatown and find their Asian markets. Even if you can't read the stuff, ask them to help you find certain things. Like you can get the shiitake mushrooms and the black fungus for like hot and sour soup, and the little baby corns and stuff. Like my family loves the baby corns. For usually cheaper than paying what you pay in the grocery store. And certain things you can get there already done up, like bean sprouts or whatever. Dirt cheap, like you're paying per pound, but you're paying like something like $1 a pound. While at the grocery store they're packaged in a bag for like $2. Yeah, the tamarind paste for $1. Exactly. You can go to your regular grocery store and pay like $5 or $6 for the tamarind paste. You go to the Asian market, you're paying $1 or $2, and you can get like usually, and same with tofu. Okay, a way to cut your budget, and if you can do this and you can find tofu for cheap, go to an Asian market, press the tofu, like that's usually more silken, so it's more like Jello. Um, press the tofu, put like a paper towel on either side of it, put a plate on top and put it underneath on a plate, and like put a book or some cans on it and press it so that more liquid comes out. When you crumble it, it has the texture of ground beef. Tofu will take on the flavors of anything. So use half tofu and half ground meat in your spaghetti sauce, in your chili, in your that, or find the dried textured vegetable protein. I love that stuff. I'm looking at my drawer. See, I have a drawer here of my open things. So I have like masa meal, fried onions, like my open bags of rice and stuff like that. Textured vegetable protein, TVP. Okay. I'm going to show you it. Find it. Oh yeah. Here. The textured vegetable protein. This stuff will last forever. Okay. I should probably put it in a jar because it keeps on getting crushed in here and it makes more of a powder. But literally, 30% off of $1.69 for this bag. This doubles or triples. Yeah, I have everything because I shop. Yes, so basically, if my husband lost his job, I would have food for a while. My family would probably get tired of what we would be eating because it would not have much variety. And the problem is I've spoiled my kids and I've spoiled my husband. So he doesn't like to have leftovers. Unless it's turkey. My family will eat turkey or roast beef, like a roast, leftovers, no problem whatsoever. But yeah, I have textured protein to be used to do half TVP, half ground meat. Doubles the amount. It's low fat, high fiber, no cholesterol, high protein. It's like, and it absorbs any flavor. So yeah, I have. Well, exactly. So I always have this away for just in case, because you never know. See the thing is, I'm gonna make myself more center and more flat, straight. There we go. So when I was a kid, my mom was a single mom. My dad was not in the picture a lot, and when he was not necessarily very helpful. So he, in my younger days, so my mom worked a full-time job, and then 2 part-time jobs, like 1 or 2 part-time jobs depending on things, just to make sure there's food on the table and roof over our head, and that we weren't necessarily. I mean, a couple times we lived in social housing, which in the projects and stuff like that, and she didn't like living there. So a couple times we were renting full price, either in the projects or just near the projects, and we kind of tried to keep to ourselves so we can not get in trouble, because trouble just kind of finds your way in those. And our projects here in Canada are not like the projects that you see in the States. Our projects here, even the worst ones, are maybe like the best ones of yours, Like, yes, there's gangs or whatever, but our gangs are not like your gangs or anything like that. There's not, I had no problem walking through most projects areas as I am, but I also learned how to defend myself too. So, now I would not walk in the projects that I've seen in the States. So, that I've seen, in the news or on shows and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, it's a bit too scary Because you guys have lots of guns. Our projects, like the only people that have guns here are hunters, the police, and some criminals. Even the criminals don't always have guns. They more have knives, which you just have to be faster than they are. Anyways, squirrel. So my mom had to use the food cupboard, or the toy mountain, or at the time there was food stamps. We don't have that anymore. She had to use them a few times, and a couple times being on welfare or whatever. So, squirrel. Yes, lots of, so as a child, I didn't necessarily notice it, but I noticed like when the cupboards are empty. As you'll see, my cupboards are never, ever empty. It scares. I get anxiety. So, like, look at my cupboards. This is fine. This bit of space here is good, But I have a pressure canner. I pressure can meat, Oh, another one that's good for this stuff is actually really good. We actually love it. This instant mashed potatoes from Costco, this On This Earth. OMG, it is super duper yummy. I bought that to actually have for mashed potatoes instead of me making mashed potatoes. My husband loves it. I'm like, okay, we've never had mashed potatoes taste like real potatoes, and that stuff is like the bomb. But so I was saying, so I have food insecurities. So I buy food at lowest possible price so that I can always have food on hand. While doing that, that means in my cupboards, if my husband lost his job, we could eat for 3 or 4 months. We would not have to use the food cupboard. We might get tired of things, and my family might not like the things. I'd run out of condiments to make things taste different. Like, I have a lot of sauces, and like that's why I have the spice pantry, right? The floor-to-ceiling spice thing of different sauces and stuff. Because we like those things. I buy them. When they're on sale, I'll buy 2. One to use, one for storage. So that if I ever run out, I have one, and then I put it on my list that I'm running out of, like, say, hoisin sauce. I'll put it on my list. So that the next time I do groceries, I'll pick up, because I'm not going to necessarily go through a whole bottle in the time of groceries, unless I'm doing a lot of, like, Asian dishes. But when flour's on sale, I buy the big 10-kilogram bags. And even if I already have one, I will buy one more. I do my limit of 2, so if I do 20 kilograms, just because storage-wise and I haven't figured out how to rotate it as much as I can. Now, if I wanted to have even longer term storage, I could get wheat berries and grind them up and stuff. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not that type of prepper, because I don't have the time for that. I barely grind my coffee if I want to grind it. I usually buy the Costco stuff. But, another thing that I always like to have on hand is bulgur to make tabbouleh, and it can be also thrown into chili and stuff. Like, if you don't have textured vegetable protein or tofu, you could throw it into a chili, and it gives more of a gritty taste, a texture of meat. I like to yeah. So, I bought this sticky black rice. I made it once, and whatever I made it in, I didn't like it. But I gotta find some more recipes to use it in. But apparently, I think this rice I can put into soup to pressure can it. I know I can't pressure can regular rice, but I think I can with that one. But I'm not 100% sure. I have to do more research. But I'll get, so at the Asian market, this is like really, really thin ramen noodles. Each one of these, technically for like, I think 2 servings. But they're really thin, $1.80. This is but they're like really, really thin. They're great for making soups. So another thing to save money is to to make soups. And if you get bored with your normal everyday soups, look online for like Asian soups, Asian inspired or Indian inspired. Those flavor profiles can lead up. Well, you can use regular everyday ingredients. Like you can make a vegetable soup. Throw some curry powder in it. Yeah, black sticky rice. Whole Foods whole paycheck uses it in sushi. Yes. So sushi, you can get the sushi rice, or also look in the Italian section. The Italian cala rose rice is also the same rice that you can get in the sushi section, but usually cheaper, and it's the sticky rice. It's the short grain rice. Hi, Marianne. How's it going? Um, but yeah, look at get your sauces. Honestly, you can turn any type of leftovers. Like one day you have roasted chicken. Well, take the leftovers and make an Asian, like say make Vietnamese pho, chicken soup, or throw some noodles, some vegetables, different flavor profiles, and it's just something different. But it doesn't. But it's a whole other meal. It's not leftovers, the same thing. Because see, that's what my family doesn't like. The only time that they like leftovers, the same thing, is turkey, like roast turkey, roast beef, or and my Bahamian baked mac and cheese, which I made this week on Monday, a whole lasagna pan. I didn't have a bite because I went out. I expected, I didn't say to leave me a piece, but I didn't expect 3 people to eat a whole lasagna pan. They ate the whole lasagna pan. Didn't leave me not even a piece of pasta in the pan. I love your stream and running and Tessie's praise and prayer. Oh yes, she's on. Oh yes, because she's on Wednesday. Yeah, I see. Normally I'm not home on Wednesday, so I never see her. But today, I'm home. So normally I do my groceries on Wednesdays, or I tend to have appointments booked on Wednesdays. I'm just moving my butt is falling asleep. So, as you can see, my counter needs to be cleared off. It's all the stuff that's here that I was taken out. My cupboards I did for cooking, and haven't put the stuff back. Because that's my problem. I have ADD and I don't put stuff back. I'm great at taking stuff out. It's the whole completion part that I have the issues with. Yeah, I'm talking about food for your tummy, and she's talking about food for the soul. Actually, today I had, on Wednesday mornings, I go to a women's Bible study coffee break. If you ever have a Christian Reformed church in your area, and you're free on Wednesdays, they usually have it on Wednesdays. And it's non-denominational, so it's just Bible-based, so if you believe, you don't have to believe if you want to go. There's usually coffee and treats and snack and stuff like that. And it's a nice group of women. I've been going there since my babies were babies, because they had nursery, and hey, it allowed me 2 hours that my babies were entertained by other people, and I got to actually enjoy parts of church, because if I went to church with my babies, they needed me in the nursery. As meetings are, well, it does. So yeah, so I only started going. So I went to coffee break before I went to the church. And the reason why I started going to that church is because of people at coffee break that were at that church. But at my church, there's people that go to Baptist church. There's people that go Anglican, go to Roman Catholic, that go to our church. There's about 4 people that don't go to church at all. And 2 of them we know don't believe. But they're interested. They're interested in learning about the different stories of the Bible or whatever, and it's just Bible based. So they'll pick these little books, and they'll be one, say one's on prayer, or one's on forgiveness, and they'll go through, and it's just Bible based. So as long as so it's not going to go what the Baptists believe is different from Anglican, but anybody is welcome to go as long as they are willing to be nice about it, But there's lots of Christian Reformed churches in the States, but they do it as basically a service for the moms that are at home with the babies and they're going crazy, they need a kind of break. And, as moms, we rarely ever get to go in this. If we have small babies, we rarely ever get to sit in the service without having to leave because the babies are getting upset or whatever. So this is kind of a service for the moms. There are other things that the churches do, but that's the one I know of. Like, I know they have a men's fellowship too, but they have that like at some crazy hour, like 7 o'clock in the morning on a weekday. I guess before you go to church, go to work or whatever. But I'm like, I don't know. My husband doesn't go to church, and he would never do one of those things. So, but yeah, no, we do what we can, and I don't always agree with everything that everybody does at church or all the, and it's all Christian like based, but you know what I believe and what other people believe doesn't matter. Like, I have friends who are Jewish, who are Muslim, who are atheists, who are pagan, who are Wiccan, who are all, name it, and they know my beliefs, and we are still friends. Hey Josh, how's it going? Josh the Scratch Man. Have you actually won any actual money with your tickets and stuff like that? Like sizable amounts other than like, you know, $10 or something like that. Just curious. I've never won anything really of sizable amount. I haven't actually honestly bought. I used to buy lottery tickets when I was working, um, because where I used to go to get a pop or whatever, it was a corner store, and I would get a scratch ticket, to do for entertainment, and that was my purpose. Was I did it for entertainment, like the bingo ones or whatever, while I was at work, because I worked the overnight shift, and it. I usually the most I ever won, I think, was $20. Most I won was 100. Yeah, actually, I won 150 at bingo once, and I'm not very good at bingo. I'm not very fast. I can only do, I think, yeah, I could do 4 cards. Well, my friend, she does like 20. I'm like, and she was kind of, well, the way that we worked it out, that if we won, whatever we won, we'd split it, right? She won too, so it worked out that I still got the same. But yeah, I think it was 200 or 150. It was most. And she was like, "You only have 4 cards, and you won," because she won some other ones, but she had 20 cards, right? She spent more on her cards because it was something like $2 a card or something like that. But I'm cheap. Like, I've gone to the casino. There's a casino at Lac Limi, just over the river, Ottawa River in Quebec. About 40-minute drive, half an hour. If you take the bus, I don't know if the bus actually goes there. It goes part way there. Actually, I think the bus does go there. Come to think of it. Anyways, squirrel. Like, you have to go into the Quebec buses. When we've gone to the casino, we've gone there twice for entertainment. Like, we went there for a dinner, and because it was like a all-you-can-eat buffet there, and then we spent $100, and that was like the whole evening, and that's all we were spending. We weren't going to, like, it was our entertainment budget, but that was. Did we have kids by then? Once we did it before kids, and I think once we went there when the kids were small and they were being babysat, but we haven't gone back. We're not big gambling people. Like, when we were on the cruise, I did a cruise a few years ago. There was a casino on the cruise, and if you went to the comedy show and you bought a drink, there you got a $5 chit to use at the casino. So we did that, and we actually won money. We never actually spent money there. We spent the chit, and we made, like, during our whole cruise, I think $40 from them giving us the money to spend in the first place. And then we stopped. We're like, we're winning. Okay, we're leaving. Like, to get in a book, of tickets with me. Well, I wouldn't be able to because I'm in Canada. So, um, I wouldn't be able to get in. But you should do a live stream with that and see if somebody would pop in and do that with you. Because I know, when your Powerball is big, there's been a couple of ladies up here that have gone down to the States and bought them, but they also have family in the States, like just over in New York, New Jersey area, um, that will hold on to them, and if they won, then you get the money. But yeah, I never know. Are you in a new house on Saturday? Yay, Jen. In a new house on Saturday. You're in a new house on Saturday? Or I'm... This is my house. It's a mess, though. um, you're in a new house. Awesome. Whereabouts... Whereabouts is it going to be? Is it going to be the same town as you're in right now? Is it new? Or is it like a new build? Simcoe, Ontario. Awesome. Yeah, that's near Toronto too, eh? Is that closer to Toronto than where you are right now? Because you're in Windsor, I think, right? See, I suck at geography. I've gone through those because I take the bus. No, Simcoe. Because I've taken the bus to Toronto, and I've taken the train to Toronto, and I've driven to Toronto in friends' cars. Woodstock. That's right. Started with a W. I remembered the W. But Woodstock is closer to Ottawa, I think. And I think Simcoe is closer to Toronto, is it not? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. It's that... See, I know roughly. I, I know it's a stop on the train. Between here and Toronto, it's a stop. Woodstock is not a stop on the train. Or at least the train I take. But Woodstock, you can take the bus to. Because I've taken the bus from here to Toronto, and from Toronto home. It's a long bus ride. It's like 7 hours, 8 hours. The train is only 4.5, 5 hours. Much better. And you get to, much better seats too. And there is usually food and drinks on the train. You have to buy them, but the bus, you don't got that. You usually get squished next to somebody. Very cool. Now, whereabouts do you work in relation to your new house and your old house? Like, how far away is your new house from your old house? I can't work anymore. Had a heart attack not long ago. Have a stint. Oh, okay. Well, you probably could work, but not in the field that you were working. You'd have to get retrained or do something less stressful. Because I don't know what you did before. Yeah, heart attack, not fun. Well, hopefully they hopefully did you have so they put a stent, so they put a little like a valve thing to help. Yeah, glad you're okay, to help the blood flow better. Okay, the garbage truck's here. Well, the green bin truck and paper recycling. I was like, what's that noise? I'm like, oh yes, I put the green bin out. So what do you do for um, to pay the bills? Because so I've been playing your videos, but they've been in the background, so I haven't really watched them in real time with the sound on. Like I have the sound on YouTube, but I've turned down the volume. Yes, my scent goes from my hip to my heart. Wow, that's not fun. So does that mean you're retired or on ODSP or um, just curious? ODSP. Yeah. So I have a lot of friends who are on ODSP and or they're working minimum wage jobs, and that so money being tight and all is that. I mean, my is there another girls' night plan, Jen? Um, yes and no. There's plans for it, but I haven't heard when. Angie said she wanted it at her house. Oh yeah, I'll show you my garbage truck. They're taking our stuff for green bin away. There we go. There's paper recycling. And then they put the organics in the other side. But look, there's a lot of the snow is gone. Still snow there, but that's our garbage truck. That's my entertainment. Sorry. Okay. Oh, top that down. Yeah, well, that was fun. I got to meet some new ladies. And um, actually, the host I knew already, which I didn't know I knew, because I didn't know whose house we were going to. And I'm like, oh, she's actually one of my daughter's classmates, friends. They were friends for a bit. Now they're more of classmates. They just don't have a lot of things in common. Not that she doesn't like her, but the mom I know. And then I met another person whose daughter knew my daughter too. So it's kind of like a small world. Yeah. So I have, as I said, I have a lot of friends who um, are either on ODSP or um, work minimum wage jobs or do like home daycare and stuff like that, where they don't have insurance and stuff like that, or they don't qualify, or they're getting too much money in alimony from their ex to qualify for ODSP, even though they have a disability themselves, which kind of sucks. Hey, get to the farm. How's it going? Um, I'm lucky in the sense that my husband works for the government, so over the years, his income has gone up. But I was working a job that was making maybe 30,000 a year, and that was full time nights. Um, but when I quit that because I had my second one, I decided to stay home and to be able to be there for her and all the doctor's appointments and stuff like that. We had to readjust our living expenses and stuff like that. So we've just made do with what we had. Now that my husband's income's a little bit better, because over the years with the government you get a raise, and he's moved up up to manager in his department, program manager. Um, it's still not great. Like, I mean, it's not bad, but we still owe on the house. Like, our house, we're going to be paying this for another 10, 15 years. If I actually had my license, we wouldn't necessarily be able to own a car and a house at the same time. And still do the things that we want to do. Hey all, turkey hunting soon. Long time coming. Ooh, yes. Can't wait to see some hunting. I love hunters. Just, my family's not into hunting. I wish we had somebody in our family that would hunt. I'd like pay to buy like an extra ticket for stuff or go hunting with them and they can hunt. I love the meat and stuff. I don't know if I could actually necessarily shoot an animal, but since my husband's legally blind, he's not necessarily a great candidate to go hunting, let alone want to go hunting. He's a techie guy, so he's not. I just love game. I love deer. I love deer. Never had moose though. That's something I would like to try. I should close this cupboards. I'm awful at closing doors. Caribou steaks. Yeah, I've never even seen a caribou. I love to hunt, but in the same way, I just love to be outdoors. And yeah, maybe up north. Like here moose hunting is not big because there's not a lot of moose down here where we are. We'd have to go up more north to get moose. Deer, we have got lots of deer. Deer, turkey, heck, the turkey goes through the Tim Hortons here, through the drive-thru. I have pictures on my Facebook. That last Thanksgiving, there was two turkeys that were walking around our freaking neighborhood. We're at my kids' school. They went and walked through the drive-thru at Tim Hortons. And they were at my Food Basics, like, where I did groceries just before Thanksgiving, and they were there. I'm like, you guys, somebody's gonna shoot you. Maybe not in the city, but they were just walking around. Wild turkey's good to eat. Never had one. I don't know. I've never known anybody to shoot turkeys. I would think wild turkeys are the same as other turkeys. They're just probably not as fatty or as big because they're wild and they have to find their own food versus getting fed whatever the farmer is feeding. Okay, see you in a bit, BJ. So, what's everybody doing for lunch today? I don't think I'm gonna have lunch. I had coffee break this morning and I was bringing snacks, so I brought strawberries with Cool Whip and hummus and cheese and meat and crackers. So I've had that for breakfast lunch. The same as Jen. Also, that's where that's where tame turkeys came from. Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm assuming. Going out for Indian food, late lunch around here. Ooh, yummy. See, I like Indian. My daughters and I like Indian food. My husband likes curry chicken and curry potatoes and stuff, and he doesn't mind Indian food. Like, it's not his favorite, but he does like the Sri Lankan mutton rolls that we get. Those are awesome. Those are super spicy. But ever since I had kids, I get like heartburn. You love the split pea soup? Yeah, the multi-gani soup. There you have like a split pea, split lentil soup, multigani, if you, that's how you say it. I like split pea soup too. I like my habitant. Here, I'm gonna show you it. Do you guys have habitant soup? It's traditional, like French Canadian soup here. This one's with smoked ham. Yeah, habitants from Quebec. These, when they go on sale for 99 cents, I buy them. I don't buy too much. I used to buy a lot, but my family has going, I'm not too big on that. So, but, I can make split pea soup. I do. When I have a ham bone, I love making a bean soup or a split pea soup from scratch. My family likes that. But again, my family's not big on leftovers, and my husband is not big on soups. So I have to spread them out in life. Now, he loves Asian soup, though. I can feed him Asian soup all the time, either hot sour soup or tom yum soup or wonton soup or anything like that. He could eat that, all the time. Hi, Erica's Wacky World. So, my family doesn't like leftovers, except for turkey leftovers and, like, roast beef leftovers. Anything else leftover, they're not big on. But what I've learned to do is repurposing the leftovers. So if I'm making pasta with spaghetti sauce, I'll either freeze the spaghetti sauce and have it another day as pasta and spaghetti sauce, or I will take the spaghetti sauce and make it to chili. And then if I have it as chili or whatever, then if there's still some leftovers that, it might be chili dogs or chili burgers, or mash it all together more and be like sloppy joes or something like that. Or chili baked potatoes. Make tons of soup. Yes, that's what I do. Use leftovers in a second. Also using leftovers in soup. So what we do sometimes, I did a video on it, is called garbage pail soup. Literally. You have your leftovers, like, I don't know about your house, but like I have like lots of little containers, like maybe a mason jar of like some half-filled peas, or this much of like sliced cabbage or whatever. You take all those leftovers, they're still good, like they're still edible, like they're not gone green or nothing, like not stuff that you actually want to throw out. And here we have organics bin, the green bin, or compost. You take them and you make a soup out of them. You throw some broth, you throw some fresh vegetables, you throw whatever. I'm always making broth from bones and veggie scraps. I'm always making broth. And I either freeze it or I can it in jars. I pressure can it in my cupboard. I can't just show you. And well, that's my beef stew. So it's not thickened, but it's just the layered beef stew. And that's a turkey vegetable with leftover. So that I just take into the pot, and I throw some noodles, and I've got turkey vegetable soup. Oh yeah. See, that's a nice good, that's a bone broth one. The darker ones are my bone broth ones. That one's turkey bone broth. Yeah, well, it's home canned convenience food. So bone broth, or just broth. Bone broth, you just cook it longer. I tried these. I tried some to make mushy peas, just dried peas, and I canned them so they're kind of mushy peas, kind of like a pea soup. I haven't tried it. I just did it because I had one more jar to put in my bean canner. Well, so what you do is a garbage pail soup. Okay? Honest to God, awesome idea. You take your leftovers. So if you have a little bit of this, a little bit of meat, a little bit of, you want ones that kind of taste good together. A little bit of leftover potatoes or whatever. You can put in a pot. You could take a can, like a store-bought can of, well, that one's chicken noodle. The label came off, so I wrote on it. So that's Campbell's chicken noodle soup. Throw that in there, or the Campbell's vegetable soup, or broth, and it's garbage pail soup. It changes all the time. So you could have this pot, or you take your leftovers and you put it into a container like this, and you have it in your freezer. You take off the lid, you put your, a half a cup of peas, a half a cup of corn, or whatever. Like things that would go together in a soup. And then when this container's full, you make soup. And then you're not throwing out stuff. I hate throwing stuff out. Now, it sometimes doesn't always work out great. But then you add hot sauce to it, or you add some noodles or something like that. Well, exactly. And home canned, like if you can get a pressure canner and you can can your own soups, you can't can pasta, rice, or cream in soups. But you can do all the stuff, like my beef stew is all ready, that I open up the jar, I put in a pot, I add a bit of cornstarch or a bit of flour, and maybe a bit more water, or broth, or like bouillon or whatever. I've got a stew in minutes. Like 5 minutes. I have dogs and hogs. If the dogs don't eat it, the pigs get it. And even if they don't really like it, say grapefruit peel, it still becomes compost by the hogs. Exactly. So, for me, I buy the jars, or I get them at garage sales, or I have friends give them to me. So I always, or on my local groups, like we have Buy Nothing groups here, Free Cycle, all that stuff. People are always having jars that they either buy, like we have a bunch of grocery stores here, like Whole Foods or Food Basics, that will can soups, like, they're in these jars. So, and they're the exact same jars that you buy at the store. So a lot of people will buy them because they're convenience foods and they're healthy and blah, 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 but they don't have the time and they don't know what to do. So they'll give them away or put them in recycling or whatever. I can get dried beans. Do I have a bag? So, well, this one's my pearl barley, but these are 900 grams, so 2-pound bags. I can get beans like this, kidney beans, chickpeas, lentils. I haven't canned lentils. I don't think you can because they're quite quick. But 2 pounds will make me about 8 pints or 500 ml jars of beans. So I don't do the more traditional way of pre-soaking them, but you can. I do, I think it's a half cup of beans and then 1.5 cups of water. And then I have the recipe. And then I pressure can it. And while the beans are cooking in the pressure canner, it rises up. It doesn't absorb all the water. But this would cost, if it was beans, $2, maybe $3, and it makes 8. If I've already got the jars, the only thing that costs me is the lids, because you have to use new lids, but the rings are reusable, and the jars are reusable. So the lids cost $1 to $2. So I've got now $4 for 8 or more cans of beans. Here in Canada, I can't get beans for less than 77 cents for a can of beans. And that's just the regular can. That's not even the big, huge cans, like my pea soup that I had here. Like, our beans come in this size. the big cans, and then the smaller size, not the soup size, but let's see. So we have beans like in this size, and then this size. I can get about 8 cans, jars of beans, a bit bigger than this size, from a bag of beans. And the smaller size is what I can get for 77 cents on sale. Or the average not on sale is $1. So if I bought them $8, I can make them $2 for the dried beans, and say $2 for the lids, max, for $4. So that's like 50 cents a jar. I can't buy that. And it's healthier. And I know what's in there. I can control the amount of salt, because I put salt in it. I do put salt in it, but you don't have to. You don't have to put salt in it. It's just there for flavoring. But you could do whatever. So I make also beans, like here, with my navy beans. So I pre-do them. This one's a pork and beans. So there's some bacon in here and beans and brown sugar. That's what we like, the brown sugar ones. But I also have these as taco beans, so I put taco seasoning in it. So I literally can just dump it into chili. But it's like dirt cheap and easy. I mean, who doesn't like beans and rice sometimes? Actually, I still have leftover in my fridge from, I made some Caribbean beans and rice and jerk chicken and Johnny cakes the other day. Video will come up soon once I get through it. So, but, I mean, that's how I save money. I don't know how you guys save money, but there's not, so our coupons up here are not like you have in the States. Like, I sometimes get some decent coupons for things like laundry soap or dish soap, like for the non-food items. But there's very few coupons for food items that make much of a difference. Like, our biggest coupons maybe save $1 on something that costs like $3 or $4. Usually our coupon's like 50 cents or 25 cents or something like that. Not a lot. And our stores do not double coupons at all. And you can't use 2 coupons on something either. Oh, my stupid cat's meowing. That's Sushi. She gets annoying sometimes. So, but, yeah, for saving money, if you can hunt. Great way. Buying meat marked down. Check out the stores. Find out what stores, what time they mark down meat. I buy 90% of the meat that's in my freezer is marked down. Why? Because it's still good for a couple more days. I'm going to throw it in the freezer anyways. Why shouldn't I save 40% off, or 30% off, or 50% off? Cutting down on the amount of meat in your meals saves money. Now, my family likes their meat, so I can't cut down too much meat on things. But certain meals I add more meatless options. Like when I make Indian, I can usually get away making Indian either meatless or with very little meat, because my family likes the flavors and the sauces and stuff like that, and the breads and stuff like that, and the potatoes. But that's one way to save money. Also, trying to use the same ingredients with other things that you're making. So, if, for example, pasta's on sale, make pasta one night. Make a lasagna for the freezer with, like, make a double of the sauce. Make a lasagna for the freezer for another night later on, so you don't have two pastas. Make chicken noodle soup with some pasta and leftover chicken. It's kind of like, so you're using the similar ingredients that you're going to buy anyways for one meal. You may as well use them for other meals too. Like, my family doesn't like carrots. I can't get them to like carrots. But I chop them up and I put them in spaghetti sauce all the time, because they need to have carrots. And I put them in soup. But other than that, my family wouldn't eat a carrot if we paid them. Yeah, Indian food, like, Google it, look on Pinterest, you'll find a lot of really good meals for Indian food, because a lot of Indians are vegetarian. And they're filling. Like, chickpeas are your friend. You can make a chana masala, or other chickpea curries. They're really hearty. Lentils, rice, chickpeas. You got, like, how much cheaper can you get? Here, because I gotta tweeze these whiskers. They're driving nuts. LOL, Erica. Yeah, I don't know any of that. I don't tweeze nothing. 5 Minute Kitchen has some tasty cooking. Okay, yes. Yeah, lentils. So, okay, you want a really, if money is tight ever, buy a bag of lentils. Even the small little bag that you can get maybe for about $1. You could make a big, big, big pot of lentil soup with that small bag of lentils. If you have bacon, use bacon. If you don't have bacon, you don't have to. With, like, a carrot or two, an onion or two, and, like, maybe some chicken broth if you have it. If not, just use whatever spices you have, and you can make a big pot of lentil soup. That costs you for, like, what, $3? That's going to make like 14 liters of soup, like, or at least 10 liters. She hangs out in my word game stream. Is a very good player. Okay, yes. Well, I've seen her channel. I don't know if I've actually watched her videos, but I've seen her channel. But yeah, if you that's a really dirt cheap. So when money is tight, I'll make that. If I want to change it up a bit, I'll add Indian spices. Make an Indian flavored lentil soup. My family actually loves that better. If I had bacon, I'd throw some crispy bits of bacon in there. She won one day. I had to watch a half hour of her videos. Yes, I have to check out your channel there when you're doing your live streams, and check out your word. Do you have a schedule of when you do it? Watch replays of the word game videos late last night. So much fun. Wanna make it to live stream? Yes. When do you plan? 2 p.m. Mountain. Okay. 4 p.m. Eastern time. Every day. 4 p.m. Eastern time. I will check you out today. Because I'm home. No. Yes. I'm home tonight. First night I've been home all week. Hi, Southern Smoked Boss. How's it going? Boss? Peace. Boss. I said it right. So 4 p.m. Get to the Farm is having live stream, and she does word games, which is going to be cool. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will check you out, because I'll be home. I'm not home tomorrow at that time. I'm home Friday. I wasn't home Monday at the time. I wasn't home Tuesday at that time. I was getting my daughter for choir. Today I'm home. Ooh, that means I can get changed to PJs early. Yay! It's really pathetic when you're getting excited to get changed into PJs early. Well, it'd be nice to have you some visit. Yes, I'm going to do it today. I'm going to sit. Hey Google, set a reminder for 4 p.m. Go to Get to the Farms live stream. 4 p.m. I'll be there. Or at least I'll be reminded and hopefully be there shortly. Have I done to YouTube Life Gen? Well, they don't want to be on YouTube. So, um, that's fine. And, I'm not necessarily, I've been told not to necessarily share too much about life. A little bit is fine, but nothing embarrassing, blah, blah, blah. I'm usually only sharing about my own stuff. High emergency vehicles, um, but my youngest will come on my live stream sometimes. She has her own channel, but she does more singing and stuff like that. But she's about the only one that will go on. I have to just figure out a way to do... So what I've been doing is when I'm doing my live streams, I'm doing it when they're not home. Because... And or sometimes Saturday mornings. Because I'll buy emergency vehicles. That way it's not disrupting them. As for my videos, editing them, it's taken me a long time sometimes. I've gotten a bunch. I've got about 40 videos ready to edit. But it's a process. It takes forever. So that's why I do the live streams, so that I can still connect with my audience and put up a video. I will have a video up tomorrow. It's actually my Costco and TNT grocery video that I did for my birthday, which was last month. I just got around to editing it, so I will have that tomorrow morning up and running. And tomorrow... Yeah, tomorrow I'm busy. Friday I'm free in the morning, I think. Yes. Well, that one is not. It's so I've spent I think $300 on that. I mean, it was stuff for my birthday, but also some other things. And there was non-food items in there, like pants and something else in there. So it's about 12 minutes, 13 minutes or so. That's as short as I got it. But I tell you the prices of what I paid. You can compare it to what those items cost in your area or similar, and you can see how much our dollar is. Now, when I watch other people's grocery hauls, if they're in the States, stuff, sometimes their stuff is much cheaper, depending on where they shop, and other times it's about the same. Like, I don't know, for you guys, like, it's not in that video, but a 10-pound bag of potatoes, I paid about $3. The most I ever pay is $3.99 for a 10-pound bag of potatoes. But I usually get it for $2.50. So, or $2 sometimes. But I know I've watched other people. Whatever. Mods. Thank you. Awesome. So I'm trying to whatever. No, we didn't get them. Get the trolls away. I don't know how to get them. Hey, good. Yeah, I don't know. I put it in timeout. I don't know how. See, I don't even know how to do it. I'm like, timeout, I don't think it's the right one. I think, is it hide the person? My block feature wasn't on the menu today. I used hide. How do you block? Yeah. Okay, let's see. No, I don't want to add them as a moderator. Go to channel, report, remove, put in timeout, hide, or add as moderator. What is it? Remove, maybe? Oh, maybe. I don't like the trolls. They can go away. Bad trolls. Don't have nothing nice to say. Don't say anything at all. My channel's PG and drama free. Or, I try. Yeah. No problem. See, that's why you always make sure that there's at least 2 mods on, so you give wrenches to people who are normally in your chat, so that, because I'm not very quick. Exactly, like, you don't come in here and say blah blah blah. Go away. Go find somebody else to be mean to. They probably don't have a life either, so they're popping in here and, saying that to me. Whatever. Yes, well, of course you have to pack, and because you're moving this weekend, right? Well, I guess because it's the first. I guess that's. Are you moving into an apartment or a house or a townhouse or a tent? I don't know. A trailer? What other type of accommodations? A cave. Yeah. No, to a house. I have a townhouse, so I have houses attached. So there's like 4 houses attached. So I'm one of the middle houses. But it has the amount of space as a non-attached house. So it's like 1,700 square feet, not including the basement, which is finished. So it's not too shabby. But I still managed to have no space for stuff. I need to declutter and get rid of stuff. And find new homes for things. Or I need to reorganize what I have in a better way for it to work for me. Time for me to get going. Nice for that. Yeah, I'm going to be getting going too, because my kids will be getting home, and apparently they will need my assistance. My daughter just sent me some of her homework that she wanted me to edit to make sure that spell checked and all that stuff. So, you have a wonderful day. Can you, Robin? You don't need to work again. No, well, you don't need to do that, because you get in trouble for that. You go to jail for that. That's not a good life plan. What you need to do is take your whatever money you have and you reinvest it, or you save it, or you try and live off of the littlest amount you can, so that you can pay off debt. That's kind of, well, we're doing a little bit of that. I'm trying to save money so that we can pay off some debt, but then also we're using some of the money to pay for a vacation. So, so that should be, because my husband did lock in a vacation on his credit card, so we were going to pay off that for the next few months, and putting extra on the house and all that stuff. Have you seen Living on a Dime? Yes, I love Living on a Dime. I love her. I've watched her like for years. Years. Actually, I think I even used to go onto her website many moons ago, too. Same with like the Tightwad Gazette and stuff like that. They don't have a channel, but I've watched them. Tara has made me feel at ease with being on camera. Exactly. Exactly. She's really cool. I like how she says wash. Because it's very unique for what, like, she says where she's from, wherever that state is, and they say wash. And I've never heard that before. So. Well, I will see you at 4. Get to the farm. I've got to get going because my kids will be home soon. Okay, well, sorry, Erica, we're going to be leaving. No problem, but get to the farm's going to be online at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is what Mountain Standard? 2 p.m.? But I hope to see you, will I be on tomorrow? 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might be on tomorrow afternoon, maybe. I'm unsure. I have to kind of, if I have plans, but they're tentative plans. They haven't been confirmed. So if they're not confirmed, then I might be on tomorrow afternoon. If not, I'll be on probably Friday morning. So have a great day. I will be having a video, a grocery haul, up soon. Probably tomorrow morning. Bye.